Now, those of you who know me already, uh, hello, welcome. And those of you who are new, totally new, this is the first time that you have been invited by someone to come take a look about this wonderful device. Or I would say devices because there are two medical devices. My name is Dr. James Ong, and I'm a Malaysian, Chinese. And my background, well, I used to be a practicing lawyer. Yeah, well, in some countries you call it attorney, right? And I graduated from Monash in Australia. And I had a double degree and I went on to pursue my PhD in complementary medicine. Okay. I'm saying all this not to, I'm saying all this so that you know who I am and where I'm coming from. And yeah, where we're going, how thorough and meticulous I am when it comes to anything scientific. I'll be raising my hand. I'll be the first one to take notes. You know what I mean? So I'm not easily convinced about anything. And likewise, when you are my audience or viewers, I don't expect you to be easily convinced as well. So I need to show you, I need to prove to you that this is something it is what it is, right? It's not something that you make it out to be. Now, in the Philippines, which is where I'm residing right now, there's a saying, to see is to believe, you know. People want to see proof, want to see evidence, because there are too many scams out there. There are too many things that, kind of like deceptive and also misleading. And people buy a product that don't work, or people buy a product that uh, doesn't do what it's supposed to do, So yeah, well, you're not gonna get it from me, all right? So I hope that you open up your heart and your mind and you will absorb the information that I'm going to share with you, and you can use it to research further. All right. The whole idea is for you to know something that you can, use and research further to find out the real truth. And then you can use it to benefit yourself and your family in terms of health. Health is wealth. All right. So without much further ado, let's get started. The topic is acupuncture. Why acupuncture? Because the device is electroacupuncture. All right, the device is electroacupuncture. So the topic is acupuncture because, all right, bear with me because I'm pulling off a new deck of slides today. All right, just thought I'd give it a go. All right, we have the support people to come up with this wonderful slide. So, DIY healthcare. Wow, sounds really great, isn't it? Do it yourself. So you can be your own doctor. Okay. So it's not anything to do with drugs or any of those things. It's something that you can use to heal yourself, and it's natural in a way, right? Because it's dealing with you and your body. Now, this electroacupuncture, well, it starts from acupuncture, isn't it? So acupuncture has been around for 3,000 years. And this is documented in China in a book, which is very popular. And wow, the history is simply amazing, because not only it started as acupuncture, but it has evolved about 80 years ago into electroacupuncture. So electroacupuncture means to put electricity through the needles. And let me explain what acupuncture is trying to do. Well, acupuncture is trying to unblock the blockages in your meridian pathways. Okay, so it's a lot of words there. Uh, Let me try to explain. Traditional Chinese medicine believes that we are made of energy. And if we are made of energy, then everything has to do with energy, right? In fact, what we want is to have a free flow of energy, which they call qi. All right. And this qi, you can find it in a free flow in energy pathways called meridians. Okay, so these meridians is where the energy will flow, and as long as it's able to do that, uh, you're fine, you're healthy. But if the meridian is blocked partially or blocked a lot, then you're in trouble because then the energy will not be able to flow readily and it will create a disease. So our medical device, the electroacupuncture, is simply amazing because you can just use it and map it along your hands. And why your hands? Well, because our acupuncture points are all over our body. It's even in your feet, all right? So your foot, you know, uh, well, that's not, a place that you want to put needle or anything to, because, hands are cleaner than feet, right, guys? So I think you get the picture. And of course, we don't want you to poke all over your head or different parts of your body. That's why the palm and the back of the hand is just the perfect place for you to, you know, to map and diagnose your acupoints. So these acupoints correspond with meridians, pathways. And then if let's say you go to the heart uh, point and then you touch it and you feel a vibration, you feel a little bit of sensation. All right. Now, some people, you touch the heart point and you feel like in the Philippines, we call it aray, like, wow, it's not going to kill you, but it's just a shock kind of sensation. So how this device works is this. When you put on a particular point, you may feel nothing. In other words, the electricity, the current, right, that creates the electromagnetic field will go through the meridian. No issue, no blockage. All right. But if there is slight blockage, mild blockage, then the electromagnetic wave will go through and part of it will get bounced back. And that's where you feel the vibration. All right. Now, if the meridian is kind of like, really, really blocked, then a lot of this electromagnetic wave will bounce back and you will feel aray. Okay, you feel a sensation. So in other words, you can actually tell how severe it is depending on the severity of your sensation. If you feel like, a shock, a sharpish, kind of sensation, then it's quite serious. All right. But don't be alarmed because these points can also be treated, right? This acupuncture device can diagnose, it can also heal you. So you have both. It can diagnose and it can also treat you. And how does it treat you? Well, we have level 1 to level 15. So the current is, of course, lower for level 1. As you slowly move up higher, then the current is more. More means more will bounce back also if there's a blockage, right? So if you start off new, usually you start off low and then you slowly put on these points for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever per day. Okay. So when you start treating your point, of course, the blockage will slowly, get removed, right? So you'll be able to increase the level. Let's say from level 2, level 3, level 4 over time. All right. But as a precaution, I know a lot of people, when they see the testimonies and they're like, oh, I've been feeling this chronic, pain or whatever for a long time. And straight away they put a very high level or they overuse it. And wow, there may be some nasty symptoms that may come out. It's nothing bad. It's just that you may not be able to go through, in a comfortable way. All right. Because there is such thing as called healing crisis. Now imagine your body is sick because of so many things inside it. And once it gets removed, and this is like the meridian or the path or the pipe or whatever you want to call it, and it's going through it too fast, too much, you may not enjoy the symptoms. Are you with me? So I like to tell people, go slow. It's going to work. for sure, it's going to work. Something that has been around for 3,000 years is definitely going to work. All right. Now, if something has been around for 3,000 years, why isn't it that popular in especially the Western part of the world? Right. Well, the thing is this, about 100 odd years ago, there was competition. Yeah, competition. Competition in terms of pharmaceutical. Okay. So this big pharma, well, at that time they were not big, but they were selling drugs and they wanted a big share or big chunk of the marketplace. So if you were them, what would you have done? All right, let me put myself in their shoes, all right, as an entrepreneur. If I want to market something, I want to control the market, well, I can establish the market, and at the same time, I can kill my opposition. Am I right? Right? Kill the competitors. You have a big share of the marketplace. Okay. So this was what happened. I guess they look around and of course they identified that the medical doctors, they are the best marketing people for them. Am I right? If you're selling drugs, right? Pharmaceutical drugs, who prescribed the drugs? Hello, right? So the ones who prescribe the drugs are the medical doctors. So they focus on medical schools. They make sure that the courses and everything are related to, you know, their product, right? And then they look at the hospitals. Wow. So they must have an input in the hospitals as well, isn't it? Then they look at the FDAs or the health department, whatever, right? Okay. And they make sure that the protocols being used is also in favor to them. Let me give you an example. Everyone knows that maybe lemon is good. We all agree that lemon is good. Lemon juice is good, right? Okay, we cannot dispute that. Or maybe green tea is good. Something like that. But would you do a human clinical trial on lemon or green tea? Would you spend millions on a human clinical trial to prove that it is therapeutic? No way. Because if you had done that, wow, other people will thank you because you cannot patent the lemon, you cannot trademark the lemon, you cannot have your rights being protected, and you spent millions. Guys, pharmaceutical drugs, you can patent them even before they are being approved. Wow. So if I patent my drug and I get it tested and I spend millions of billions, okay? And the results comes out in my favor, I am protected. Nobody else, right? Nobody else. I mean, listen to that famous one, right? Talk about erectile dysfunction. And you take that and it's gonna go up. Are you with me? I'm not gonna name the company, but that company that sold that drug, wow, instantly billions of sales. Are you with me, guys? So they control the medical schools, they control the hospitals, they control the regulators. Guess what? They even control the WHO. Now you know why. Now you know why acupuncture, Ayurveda, and so many more, they are being put on the back seat. Not because they are no good, all right? Not because they are no good, but it's just business. Okay? I don't know. I hope you can see what I'm trying to tell you. You may agree or disagree. That's fine. That's okay. All right. My role here is to provide you with the information and you can go research further. So that is the scenario that we lived in. And that's why acupuncture, even though it's 3,000 years old, used by emperors and, wow. And it's not only used in China, it's used in Japan, it's used in Korea, used in India, it's used in so many countries. But yeah, they call it alternative medicine. Really? Is it really alternative? Okay, depends on whose view, whose lens they're looking at, right? Okay, so enough of bashing. No, it's not bashing. It's just telling the truth, all right? Vincente is laughing because today is a little bit different. Huh? Today I'm just talking a little bit more. All right, so let me just continue. I'm trying to find the, uh, yeah, I hope you guys can see it. Okay, these are the new deck of slides. Moving on, moving on. So anything must be scientific, right? Otherwise, people will not believe. So acupuncture, first of all, right? Acupuncture is being used also as anesthesia. Can you imagine? I mean, you have people being cut up without using general anesthesia, but you use acupuncture instead, and they don't feel anything. Wow, that is a wow, isn't it? So moving on, moving on. Now, this is what I have found about stem cells. Electroacupuncture promotes central nervous system dependent release of mesenchymal stem cells. Essentially, what this means is electroacupuncture promotes the release of mesenchymal stem cells. And this is from the Stem Cells Journal. Stem Cells Journal is high up there, right? In terms of stem cells, right? It's a Stem Cells Journals. And stem cells are good because when they go to your eyes, they become your eye cells. They become, it goes to your heart, it become your heart cells. It goes to your kidneys, become your kidney. So stem cells from undifferentiated, it can become differentiated when it goes to your particular organ. That's why you have stem cells therapy. But stem cells therapy in hospitals, they are very expensive. Am I right? So here it's saying, right? I'm not the one saying it, I'm just reporting it to you, that electroacupuncture promotes release of mesenchymal stem cells. Now that's wonderful. What this means is that you just use it and these stem cells will be able to repair and replace your damaged cells. Wow, and you don't have to go to the hospital to do a stem cells therapy. Okay, moving on. Now, acupuncture enhances generation of nitric oxide. What does nitric oxide do? It increases your circulatory system. So when your circulatory system is improved, means more nutrients will go to your cells, and therefore your cells will become healthier. All right, NO, nitric oxide. So that is another reason about acupuncture, why it's good. And now nature, right? Some believe that Nature is the #1 medical journal, and it has this to say: electroacupuncture activates neurons to switch off inflammation. Wow. Inflammation. Chronic inflammation causes diseases, all right? Chronic inflammation. That means you have inflammation for a long time and you don't do nothing about it, right? But here, what does it say? It tells us that electroacupuncture can activate neurons to switch off. Wow. Turn off the lights, switch off. When you switch off, you stop something from getting worse because you're talking about inflammation, right? You're able to switch off. So you switch off the inflammation means you stop something from getting worse. Now is the time to heal. Are you with me? So this is a good beginning. It's a good start for anything. And those of you having sciatica pain, arthritic pain, this pain, that pain, as we get older, right? This is just wonderful because pain management, acupuncture is the best. Yeah, you can Google it. National, Institutes of Health, PubMed, everything. It talks about acupuncture and how good it is for pain management. So I will not, you can go Google yourself, right? There's a lot of information on that. Moving on. Acupuncture and its ability to restore and maintain immune homeostasis. Again, this is from PubMed, National Institutes of Health, US government website, all right? It says that we have our immune system, but at times our immune system goes haywire. All right. So what is our immune system? Let's say if you have unwanted elements coming into our body, like maybe viruses or bacteria or parasites or I don't know, so many toxins that enters our body, our immune system will be like Star Wars, shooting them down. But what if your immune system is overreactive? It's gonna start shooting itself, right? I mean, it's not crazy, guys. This is real. And this is where you have autoimmune diseases like lupus, like rheumatoid arthritis, and many more. All right? Your body cannot differentiate itself and it attacks itself. All right, that's the problem with your overactive immune system. But what if your immune system is underperforming? Then you may have cancer. All right, so this is quite scary, isn't it? So what acupuncture does, okay, what acupuncture does is that it can maintain immune homeostasis. Okay, it can maintain immune homeostasis. Means, in traditional Chinese medicine, you see this big logo. Half of it is white, the other half is black. This is what they call the yin and yang. Have you all heard of that before? The yin and yang. This is where everything must be balanced. Okay, everything must be balanced. That's where the traditional Chinese medicine of yin and yang believes that in every kind of scenario, whether it's political or society or relationship or health, it must be at homeostasis, balance. Okay, so if it is not balanced, well, you will have sickness, or if you apply to other categories, you have problems. So this is the traditional Chinese medicine belief. Moving on. So here's another study from Sweden suggests that nerve stimulation device could slow aging. So apart from this, touching your skin with the probe, we also have the vagus nerve stimulator, which I'm going to touch on later on when you clip onto your ears. So here the study shows that it's anti-aging. Wow, slows aging. Ladies, you love this, right? I can see the smiles, ladies? Okay, so you want to look younger? There you go. Now, acupuncture enhances superoxide dismutase activity in serum rheumatoid arthritis patients. Now, what is this SOD? For those of you in the food supplement industry, like many years ago, well, people like to talk about antioxidants, right? And SOD, or superoxide dismutase, is a very powerful antioxidant. And antioxidants are good because it is able to neutralize the free radicals from harming your body. Okay? And these free radicals can either come from external or even internally through stress and emotional problems, which I cover more in the workshop. All right. So this is something that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And of course, if you have the production of SOD, or superoxide dismutase, it's going to help your body. All right, moving on. These are some of the diseases. Okay, not all, there are more, some of the diseases, because this is a medical device. Okay. And yeah, it comes in a box. It comes in a box, looks pretty cool, right? And you can easily use it. It's very easy, okay? Now, like electronic devices, medical devices, there are classes of people that we would rather not do business with, okay? First, pacemaker user, because This is a medical device. We don't want them to blame us if their pacemaker, has a problem. They may say that it's caused by our acupuncture device. So we rather not do their business. Pregnancy can be due to many complications beyond our control, nothing to do with our device. Yet, yeah, we don't want to do their pregnant women's business because we don't want them to blame us too. Children under 3 years of age, because their organs are not well formed yet, fully formed, so there could be a lot of problems too. Patient with malignant tumors. Now, this is an interesting one because our device was not registered with any FDA as a cancer curing device. If our device has been registered as a cancer curing device, do you think that it would have been registered? By the way, guys, recently, 62 people on a flight in Brazil suddenly crashed. Did y'all hear about that? Only a few days ago, right? Did y'all hear about that? I know you're all muted, right? I'm sure some of you have heard about that. Do you know there's a team of cancer doctors in that flight? And they wanted to help cure cancer. There was a team of cancer, I don't know how many of them, but it's quite a lot. There's a team of cancer. I'm not insinuating anything, but is it a coincidence? I let you think about it. All right, guys? Wow. I didn't say anything, okay? I didn't say anything. All right, why not work on malignant tumors? Yeah, I guess now that I finished my story, you know. Because anything that touches on the big C, wow, you better be careful. Even for me to talk about it and say that my device can cure the big C, my life could be in danger. Are you with me? It's crazy, but it's true. All right. But it's okay. I'm 60 years old. I've had a good life. I am here on a mission. My mission is to help people, to give people hope when they're hopeless. And I have to believe first that the science behind the device that I'm going to introduce to you actually works. Okay? And I'll prove to you in my own way. You can either accept it or you don't. Whichever way, I will respect you. But I believe in it first. Okay? So as I present my case to you, you can go do the research yourself. But anything that talks about the big C, you gotta be careful. Okay? Because it's a very big market. It's a billion-dollar market. When you talk about chemotherapy, wow, it's huge. All right. So if you research and you find out the percentage of success in chemotherapy, you will not want to do chemo. I can tell you that. Okay. Now, I mean, I'm not here to bash doctors, bash the big pharma. No, I'm just telling you, you can go, check out the facts yourself. But what is the number one and number two biggest killers in the world? What are the leading causes of death in the world? Number one is heart and stroke. Am I right? Number two, cancer. Correct? Guys, agree? Do you know what is number three? Do you know what is number three? You'll be surprised. Okay? You'll be surprised. This is CNBC. We all know CNBC, right? And look at what CNBC has reported here. The third leading cause of death in US, most doctors don't want you to know about. Let's move on. And this was in 2018, guys. A recent Johns Hopkins, you all know Johns Hopkins? Famous, right? Not just any hospital. This is Johns Hopkins. Guys, top leading worldwide, all right? Johns Hopkins study claims more than 250,000 people in the US die every year from medical errors. Other reports claim the numbers to be as high as 440,000. Medical errors are the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. I'm not just hitting out at them. I am showing you the reality of what's out there that probably you may not know. Okay. Now, sometimes I get, pretty upset, especially when it touches me or my family members. My dad used to complain about stomach problem, bloating, gas, and so on. All right. So he has been using these drugs for 30 over years. And that drug is called Zantac. In 2009, my father, whom I love so much, died of stomach cancer. And recently, I saw Zantac being blamed for causing cancer. Wow. Did they say sorry to the family, of the people who suffered and died? No. No apology, no sorry. All right. For years and years and years, I've been taking cholesterol drug. Have you all been taking cholesterol drug? Right? My family, for some reason, especially my mother's side, my maternal side, all have high cholesterol. So for fear of having heart attack, so religiously taking cholesterol for years. Okay. And then I noticed that when I pee, there are bubbles. Wow. I'm like, uh-oh, there goes my kidneys, guys. Right? Because I read a lot, so I know. And when I got this device, the first thing I did, of course, I went on the kidney points as well. Okay. And after a few weeks, when I pee, and I'm like, hey, where are the bubbles? I mean, I'm like, wow, where are the bubbles? Seriously, it's amazing. It's that good, And the thing is this, even now, regulators, they come out and say that, hey, maybe we got it wrong. It's not the cholesterol drugs that causes myocardial infarction, heart, blockage. It's actually the inflammation in the artery, and the cholesterol is just trying to help. And in the process, it gets calcified. Are you with me? So the number one culprit is inflammation. The one that I highlighted to you about is the inflammation and the chronic inflammation. We need cholesterol, guys. Do you know that our liver produces cholesterol? Do you know that they frightened us to such an extent that we don't even dare to take egg yolk? And that's how crazy it is. Are y'all with me, guys? Do you know that the healthiest oil is, well, coconut oil, but next to it is the pork belly, the lard. Is healthier than the vegetable oil. Because they call it vegetable oil, you think it is healthy? Think again. So guys, the point I'm trying to make here, right, is to hopefully educate you and to make you think and research further yourself. Don't believe everything they advertise or everything they tell you, because they want to frighten you, they want to control you, and basically they don't want you to be healthy. I'm not making this up, right? How many people after having this, which I cannot say the words, right? Suddenly have hypertension, suddenly have rapid heartbeat, suddenly have a stroke. My cousin had a stroke, was in coma for like close to a year, and he died. Wow. Did they say sorry? Did they say that they caused it? No. No apology, no nothing. And guess what? They make billions. They make billions. And that's not fair. For little guys like us, it's not fair. We are like the pawn being used. Are you with me, guys? All right. I'm not trying to attack any institution, no, I'm just speaking the truth as it is. You can either believe me or you can choose not to believe me. That's fine. But at least I have spoken my truth and I feel myself I can help people. Okay. So moving on, right? Moving on. So this is quite interesting for me, right? Because tonight I'm talking a lot more. Right. So this is the CNBC, and I'm trying to now get back to the new deck that I've been presenting tonight. Okay, moving on. So these are the points, guys. Very simple, and hand, palm is cleaner than the foot, right? Okay. So that's why you can see all the points are there. So from your hypertension, diabetic, wow, prostate, uterus, even erectile dysfunction, everything is there, okay? And you just have to go map it, and you feel the sensation, mark it. That's where you're going to treat yourself, okay? So the front and the back, everything is just that. Now, this company is from Taiwan, right? And this is the chairman, Mr. Terry Chiang. And wow, people in the Philippines are so lucky because those in Manila are going to meet him. All right, on this Friday, we're gonna have a big event, and I think we're gonna, probably gonna have around 200 people, and it's just going to be amazing to meet this wonderful guy. And this company is from Taiwan, and you guys would agree with me. Taiwan technology is good, right? Taiwan technology is amazing, right? Everyone knows it's good, and our product comes with a 2-year warranty. 2-year warranty. And I have never seen a product or a company with so many certifications and registrations. So this is from Taiwan, all right, as a medical device. And this is from China because it's acupuncture, right? So we have to go and register in China, right, to prove to them. And do you know that in Taiwan, the hospitals, and in China, they are using, right, some of the biggest hospitals, they're using our device. In fact, why Mr. Terry Chiang is coming here to Philippines is because Juchi Hospital from Hualien in Taiwan, that's the HQ. Juchi has 60 over hospitals around the world. Can you imagine? I didn't even know that. And Juchi even has a hospital in Philippines, which I didn't know as well. All right, it's in Santa Mesa. But I'm going to go there on Friday morning and also on Saturday. All right, it's their medical mission. And guys, this company of AcuLife is called InnoHealth in Taiwan. They have commissioned Juchi Hospital, the HQ, to do 3 clinical trials. 3. The first one is on immune system. The second one is on IGF, growth hormone. The third one is on anti-aging. And the results have been amazing, above expectation. It will be published, as I was told, before end of this year. And because Hualien, this Juchi in Hualien, they did the clinical trial and they saw how good this eye doc is. So in this recent trip, they've been invited by the Philippines government to come here to do a medical mission. And that medical mission will be on Saturday, this coming Saturday, all right? August 17th. I'll be there. And guess what device they are using for the medical mission? They're using the AcuLife iDoc. Wow. They didn't have to do that. They're doctors, right? They can choose any device or anything themselves. But they choose to use AcuLife iDoc because they know how good and how accurate these wonderful devices. Now, that is a very big endorsement for people like us within our community. And we look forward to that. And guys, don't worry. I have videographers, I have professional photographer, I have everything, all right? So we're gonna cover everything. And if it gets interviewed in the media, I will go find out where and I'll get a copy of it, right? I'll blast it to all the groups. You can be rest assured of that, all right? And I was told, because Juchi hospitals, they have 60 over like branches all over the world. They are going to go country to country using the iDoc. Wow, I'm going to go there. All right. I think next will probably be Malaysia and then Thailand and Indonesia. Hey, I'm going to fly there, guys. I'm going to do it for you guys. I'm going to make sure I get all the footage and we get this kind of endorsement to help our community. Isn't that wonderful? So starting from the Philippines, this is the first and the springboard, all right? And it's just going to be sensational. I'm not hyping it up. I'm just telling it, reporting as it is. Okay, next. Wow, this is the big one. The US FDA. And it took them 6.5 years and $2 million, and they finally got it. Okay, it has a US FDA approval. It's amazing. And Korea, Japan, is it easy to get a medical device license in Korea and Japan? No, it's not easy, but we got it, right? And then here is the ISO 13485 for medical devices in UK. This is to show the safety of the device. And then we also have in Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Russia, Australia, Germany. Okay. Yeah, Russia is repeated, have to be taken out. And yeah, WHO. So this is really, really amazing. Now, in terms of testimonies, we have a lot, but it's on a different deck of slides. Okay, so let me just close this one and go look for the testimony slides, which I think is somewhere around. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's in PDF. Okay, so we started this. I started doing the Zoom in April, just a few months ago, only recently. All right, a lot of our friends from Canada and USA, they probably came in May. All right, they probably got their device by June. Okay, so everything is just like happening so fast. And these are some of the testimonials that we already have. Okay, so I can summarize it for you. This lady had a heart attack. She had a heart attack, my goodness. And she tried contacting her siblings, but it was late. And then she called her upline, Maya, and Maya said, since you have the eye dog, why don't you just go use the clips? And she did. And after using it, wow, that's it, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 sessions. She was fine. And this is someone from the US, and he's a diabetic type 2, okay? After just using it, I think for less than a month, and his sugar level is now normal. And this is an amazing one, which is from the Philippines. And wow, for 5 months, she's supposed to go for chemotherapy. She used the device for 5 months, and everything just became normal. Really amazing. And this one here is from US. Okay, chronic back pain. And there you go. This is a very good pain management device. And this young gentleman, wow, he was being a superhuman. Young people went to the gym, tried to lift beyond their capability, and he heard a snap, the lower back. And after that, he was crawling, guys. He was crawling, okay? So it's no joke. He was crawling, probably crying. And he tried everything from physiotherapy to everything, but couldn't get a relief, okay? And his mom, right? His mom introduced to him. And guess what? After just several treatments, the pain was gone. And not only that, he was wearing the, what they call it, lumbar guard or something, right? To straighten his back. He was using a cane to walk. Put the cane and the lumbar guard in the kitchen cabinet somewhere. So that is truly amazing. Okay. So in terms of testimony, we have a lot, and I'm just gonna go through a bit. So this one, migraine and eye floaters gone. Constipation, wow, this is in Baguio. And just 30 minutes, 15 minutes and 15 minutes. And wow, she went home and it was a big poo-poo, and yeah, she described everything. Terrible, terrible smell. Here again, diabetic, and here 8-year-old mother, right? Really no energy, no more heart problem. And this is amazing because um yeah, she basically had a heart problem because she had difficulty breathing, and also numbness in her left hand, trying to lift it and so on, right? All the symptoms were there. And then when she did a report, medical report and ECG and everything, wow, it was all clear. All right. Then this good friend of mine, he couldn't sleep and he was on the clips for just 30 minutes. And that night itself, he slept for 7 hours and 45 minutes. He was showing his watch. And yeah, he introduced to a few generals already. And this is hernia and prostate. And yeah, I can go on, guys. I can go on, but I'll probably bore you. All right. It's just amazing. The person who invited you, ask them for the link tree. All right. If you want it, I can probably hang on. I have it here. I'll put it in the chat and you can copy and paste it somewhere, and you can go watch all the videos that we have. All right. It's in the link tree. All right. Here we go. It's in the chat now, guys. Okay. So just copy it. Really, really amazing. Some of these you may find it hard to believe, but it is what it is, right? It's the truth. Okay, so continue on. Now going back to this next slide is, let's talk about the vagus nerve, all right? Because the ear clips is actually related to the vagus nerve issue, and the importance of our vagus nerve, right? We have 80,000 nerves, guys, 80,000. And this vagus nerve issue is is a big problem because there are so many things related to our body, which is part of the vagus nerve, okay? And for example, it is actually the autonomic nervous system. Any part of your body that doesn't require a conscious control of it is because of the vagus nerve. So for example, your heartbeat. Can you tell your heart to beat faster, beat slower? No, it beats by itself, right? Can you ask your digestive system to digest faster or slower or whatever? No, it digests food by itself. So all these things are related to our vagus nerve. But the problem is this: our medical devices in the hospitals right now, from the CT scan to ultrasound to MRI to everything that they have, they focus mostly on organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your prostate, your organs, all right? So this is what I call hardware. But the vagus nerve is 80,000 nerves. And these nerves, they are so vital because it regulates your heartbeat, your digestive, and so many functions, even moving your fingers, right? Your mind, connected, controls. It says, lift the hand, right? Move the fingers, right? Imagine if the software does not communicate. AM radio, FM frequency. You cannot receive on an AM radio. Are you with me, guys? Now, a person has stroke. Okay, a person has stroke. The limb, the hand is still healthy. Muscles and everything is still there, right? But cannot move, cannot even lift the hand. Why? Because there's no communication, right? Due to the stroke, it cannot communicate. So here, when you are wearing this vagus nerve stimulator, wow, things may change. All right. So that's why it's very important, right, that you understand about this vagus nerve and the problems that we are experiencing. So because of the problem with the hospital system, they don't have anything to check your vagus nerve, right? They don't have anything to, because there are 80,000 nerves. Okay, let me give you an example, right? If there's a problem with the heart rate, or let's say uh, blood pressure, wow. So what does the doctor check on? If you have a high blood, so what will the doctor check on? He'll look at your heart, right? Am I right, guys? But they check your heart and there's nothing wrong with your heart. What if you have irregular heartbeat? And then they probably CT scan, whatever latest, they three-dimensional, when they flip it or they put the dye and they kind of scan it and they look at it and they find that, hey, there's nothing wrong with your heart. But you still have this irregular heartbeat, rapid heartbeat, or, hypertension and many problems, especially after am I right, guys? They just have hypertension related kind of symptoms, right? And then some of them, unfortunately, they have stroke. So they check and check and check, and you get charged for it, huh? Checking is not free, yeah. So you go to the ER and then they check you with their protocol, their list and everything. And then they say, oh, sorry, you have to pay this bill, but we find nothing wrong with you. Okay, there was a case, and this is a real case. An American lady, after listening to my seminar, and said, oh, my husband went to several doctors, right? Paid a lot of money, and they found nothing wrong with him. But when she looked at my list of things, right, symptoms, my husband has a lot of the symptoms that I described. And I'm like, wow, you see? So the husband went to all the doctors, all the hospitals, but they say, maybe there's something wrong with your mind. Because they don't have the devices or equipment to diagnose or check. Imagine the doctor telling you maybe you're psycho, maybe you're making it up. How sad, isn't it? Right? And on top of that, you paid for all the bills, right? For all these checkups, isn't it? And they find nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with your heart, nothing wrong with your digestive system, blah, blah, blah. And then they say maybe it's a figment of your imagination. Wow, that hurts. Okay, so moving on. So the vagus nerve, well, these are the symptoms, all right? You see, there are so many symptoms. So if you have an acid reflux, maybe they'll ask you, oh, did you used to have like maybe did you go on diet before? Did you have like stomach problems, stomach related kind of problem? Maybe you say you have heartburn, then they will check your heart again. So any of this, they would not have thought that it is a vagus nerve. Okay. So even if they believe it is the vagus nerve, wow, is there any cure for it? This is where the vagus nerve stimulator comes in. Okay, so ours is combined with electroacupuncture. Is also a TAVNS. Okay, TAVNS is just big words. Transcutaneous, which is for the skin, and auricular, which is for the ears. Vagus nerve stimulator. Okay, so this COVID-19, right? 4 years ago, created chaos right in the world, and also a disease. The term is called dysautonomia. Okay, this dysautonomia is caused by the vagus nerve inflammation. Okay, when you have the vagus nerve inflammation, you create this problem called dysautonomia. Okay, and this is what dysautonomia does. It is a nervous system disorder that disrupts autonomic body processes. So that is your vagus nerve, and it's due to a situation called the cytokine storm. Okay, cytokine. And cytokines is being produced by your body, but if too much is being produced, it is called cytokine storm. That's what the COVID-19 is doing. Okay, and because of that, it can create autoimmune disease, metabolic disorders, cancer, sepsis. So it's a lot of problem there. There's a lot of problem there. Okay. So this vagus nerve is directly related to COVID-19. Okay. Even Forbes magazine, Forbes.com confirms that. Okay. So how many people in the world has had COVID? Half, about half the world's population. That's what this report has to say. All right. But how many people had this? Something that I cannot say. How many people had this? More than half the world's population, right? Am I right, guys? Wow. Do you think that this has caused the vagus nerve problem? Definitely. How many people, after they have this, suddenly they are hypertensive? How many people, after they had this, they develop different kinds of problems, even Parkinson disease kind of problem? Now, this Parkinson disease is a neuronal problem, isn't it? It's the communication again, right? Okay. And some people, is the face is crooked, right? It's again, your inability, your nervous system is all upside down, isn't it, right? So there are so many. In the previous company that I used to belong to, I interviewed them. Those, they call it vax injury, okay? And there are big movements now in many countries, right, to fight for the rights of these people because they are not being compensated. And my God, their lives is just upside down. You have a happy father who is like healthy, being able to provide for the family, and suddenly kind of like a vegetable. That's not fair. Okay, that's not fair. I've seen so many. And it's just hitting me that I have to do something about it. All right. So guys, we have a wonderful device that can really, really transform a lot of people's lives. Okay, a lot of people's lives now. Another thing you'll find with this vagus nerve stimulator is it can improve your memory. Okay, it can improve your memory. So, of course, it can help people with dementia, right? Because people with dementia, it's so sad when a mother looks at the son or daughter and don't know their names. Wow. Right? So there is hope. There is hope. Okay. So coming back to the main deck, let me see if I can find it. All right, let me see if I can find it. Moving on, because we do have another. Yeah, I'm all over the place, guys. Sorry, because I'm just using the new deck and yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, let's talk about this wonderful medical device called D178. Okay, and it comes in a box with all these little things, and you put it together. Two people can enjoy, right, at the same time. Two people can enjoy. How does it work? In the booklet that comes in the box, and this booklet is submitted to the Taiwan FDA. So they cannot simply put anything they want. The booklet has to be approved by the Taiwan FDA. And inside there, if you read it, it says that it can balance your blood pH. Wow, very strong words. It can balance your blood pH. So what is a balanced blood pH? First of all, what is the ideal blood pH. The ideal blood pH should be 7.35 to 7.45. However, because of the modern day living stresses, emotional stresses, city living, poor diet, acidic, and so many more, our blood pH is coming down closer to acidic, and in some cases, acidic. When our blood becomes acidic, right, it's not able to absorb oxygen that well. When our blood is pH 7.35 to 7.45, it can function efficiently and also absorb more oxygen. Okay, and let me now show you the next article. All right, and this is Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg, a Nobel Prize winner in 1931. Okay, and this is what he had to say. Cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. Wow, that is a wow. That's a big statement there. I have to repeat. Cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. So, if you read further down, okay, all normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen, but cancer cells can live without oxygen. A rule without exception. So all normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen. All normal cells need oxygen, but cancer cells don't need oxygen. In fact, cancer cells, you can say, hate oxygen. So the way to get rid of cancer is to give a lot of oxygen. Are you with me? How do you do that? That is where this machine comes in. This machine will reverse back your pH to 7.35 to 7.45. And when your pH is balanced, it's able to absorb more oxygen. And that will get rid of cancer. Now, isn't that amazing? Okay, guys. So please, if you know of anyone with a big C, very dangerous to talk about it. Okay. If you have anyone who has a big C problem, well, it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Okay. So again, the warning here is people with pacemakers cannot use, people with foreign metal. So people with stents and titanium, they cannot use because you're running current through, right? And when you run current through the body, it may react with your metal, okay? People with malignant tumors, and that's only because this device was not registered with the FDA as a cancer curing device, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. People who have not fully recovered from surgery, pregnant women, children under 3 years old. Now, these are some of the pictures of the Taiwan wellness centers, and I was told there are more than 100 wellness centers, all with medical devices of D178. Okay, they have a lot in one center alone. So it's very popular in Taiwan, and it's been around for more than 10 years. All right. And this is in the Philippines, and this is in Malaysia. One Malaysian doctor, but unfortunately, she's no longer with us. She's old and she just passed away, 80 plus. And she did all these interviews in newspapers. Look, I'm not making this up. Breast cancer gone, and I mean, she is, yeah, bold enough because she's a Muslim doctor, right? You know, in Malaysia, it's a Muslim country. Well, yeah. So you gotta be smart how to play this thing, right? When you talk about the big C, she did it. Okay, she wasn't fearful at all, and this is just amazing. It's an amazing product, and because it comes from this InnoHealth from Taiwan, these two products will be able to get rid of a lot of your problems. Okay, so depending on the country, the AccuLife iDoc, it ranges from 550 to 595. If you want to pay by credit card, it's additional 5%. Now, the D178 is 3,200 to 3,250, okay, depending on which country. And I'm very happy because I was looking at the Facebook group, and there's a Reverend um, from Ghana, you know. And at first he bought one D178, and that was end of July. Guys, if you're in a Facebook group, it's reaching 500 now. Go take a look. Reverend Allen, all right? He bought, I think, end of July. And guess what today? Wow. He requested for an invoice. Listen to this. Three, three D178 and three IDOC. Wow. I'm happy because why? Through him, a lot of people in Africa will be blessed. That's my purpose. That's my only happiness. It's not about the commission or bonus or whatever, right, guys? Okay, don't get me wrong. Because he is the first one to purchase the iDog and the D178 in Africa, in Ghana. So now he's beginning to see the wonderful effect. I mean, if the results are not good, why would he want to buy another three more, right, of each? You get a picture, guys? So yeah, little by little, but we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. And I'm very proud to be associated with these products. And I look forward to this Friday and this Saturday at the medical mission. So thank you so much, guys. And God bless all of you. And if I've offended any doctors among the viewers, I have no such intention of doing that. All right. I'm just revealing what I believe to be the truth. And I just want you to know so that you can go research yourself and stay healthy and take care, everyone. Thank you. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.